If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please remember to hit that like button and of course subscribe for more content. And if you need any coins for Ultimate Team to get a head start on the game, head to the link in the description. Use the code TVM for a discount at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video and another prediction video. Today is the Scream predictions. Whether this drops on Friday or Monday or whenever, we don't know, but all we do know is that it's imminent, so we might as well look at the potential cards. We're going to go around the houses. I'm going to try and include as many cards as I can from different leagues. There are a lot to go through here. So Phillips up first from Leeds. 84 was the lowest rating last season. They boosted two stats fairly heavily, between 10 and 15 for each. We're going to move on now to the Championship with Saar. Last year, of course, I believe he had a Future Stars. This year, if he did have this card, it would be really nice, but it would be almost impossible to link, so super sub potential on the cards here, quite literally. We're going to move away from the English leagues now, and we're going to go over to China with an 88 rated Oscar. Now, Hulk is the usual. Talisca was one that I actually thought about, but I couldn't find a decent dynamic image for him, so I went with Oscar instead. I would be happy to see this. Nice links, you know, with the Brazilian. Flag, high rated, good card. Moving on to Unkunku, I would love to see this because it would make me sort of rethink my team a little bit. I'm a big fan of Unkunku in real life. I think he's a very, very good young promising player. The only problem with some of these is, of course, that they may be in line for other things. So he isn't the only Leipzig player that we're going to go through and talk about today. Up next is Gosens, no idea how to say his name. Either way, I'd like to see him get some sort of special card because I think he's got a lot of potential. He's almost like Hakimi in that sense. He's very well-rounded. He's got a little bit of pace to him, good dribbling stats, decent in front of goal, but he can also defend as well. He is a very, very good player. Up next, we have Quincy Promes. I don't know if this is the only Ajax player we have. I'm pretty sure we have another Dutch league player to talk about in this episode somewhere, but this would be insane. I've position changed him a little bit. I've not made him too high rated because you know EA are going to give him some sort of crazy high-end card at some point. But a nice 86 rated Promes would be very desirable and quite expensive, I would have thought. Not the only Leipzig player to speak of with Unkunku. We are going to talk about Yussuf Poulsen. I'd like to see this card because it kind of fits half of the meta this year. He's not very quick, but he has insane, or he could potentially have insane strength and good finishing, which would mean him be quite useful, really. Back in FIFA 19, he was as well. Divock Origi, why not? He's not the only Liverpool player we're going to talk about today because there is a little curveball that could happen here with recent events, but Origi normally gets some sort of card at some point, so why not? It's either going to be Origi or Shaqiri. Shaqiri's been a Scream card before. He's had a Footmas card. They always give Shaqiri something, so you never know. Bernardeschi would be a very sexy Scream card to have. You'll see that, or you'll notice that the majority of the stats have been boosted to a decent level. What I've done really is I've given them like an inform boost, but I've also boosted two stats up by between 8 and 13, I think it is, which is what they did last year. They have changed their system for Scream over the years, so I don't know whether they will do it as they did last year. They might do it so they do dynamic like they did in FIFA 19. I just don't know. Toliso's been on your screen for a little while. I would imagine we'd get a Bayern player. I was trying to think of one that wouldn't really be involved too much in terms of informs. Toliso was one that sprung to mind. Benjamin Pavard is another one that could potentially get one. Delaney of Dortmund. Of course, we can't leave out Dortmund if we're talking about Bayern. I don't really know who to go for. I was thinking about Emre Can, and I thought, his card is a little bit too good anyway, so maybe let's go for Delaney. I'm trying to think of players that EA tend to choose a lot as well. Delaney is one of those players. He always gets chosen for special cards. Moving on to Jan Vertonghen, probably not the best picture to use for a Scream card, but I couldn't find one of him being, like, screaming or looking evil, but we've gone for Jan Vertonghen. That would be a really good card as well. The only thing about that, of course, is the league links would be terrible, but that's what EA tend to do. Great card, difficult to link. Cavani isn't in the database. However, it would be very easy for them to add him, seeing as how he's been in every FIFA for the last 10 years. He's recently joined Man United. He didn't get a ones to watch. Why not throw him in there as his very first card as a Scream card? I don't know what rating he'd be. Knowing EA, they'll drop him down to an 84 or 85. And they'll take away one leg, but as a Scream card, could be decent. Moving on to a league outside of the top 5, Gomes has plenty of picture opportunities here. Every single image that I looked through was him doing that face, so fits the Scream profile quite well. Again, very much like Yussuf Poulsen, fits the game quite well this year as well. A little bit quicker as well. Not bad. I like it. Hopefully he gets something like that. Romelu Lukaku, not obviously up for an inform this week, and that kind of brings me on to the Milan derby. I was going to include Ibra, but he's likely to get an inform this week, and then that might sway EA away from giving him a screen card. But either way, Lukaku is used by a lot of people already this year, so as a screen card, that would be unbelievably desirable. To a player close to my heart, my best friend, Gignac, I'd love him. I really would. I'd buy him, and he would go in my club, and he would stay there until the end of the game. I think that is a decent card. It's not fantastic or anything, but again, for that crossing style of play, could actually be quite useful. Moving on to a PSG player, gone for Draxler. Again, with PSG, nearly every single one of them could be in contention for an inform every week. So maybe Draxler or Verratti, someone like that, who, you know, they don't tend to get that many cards. Draxler in particular doesn't get that many special items, so I wouldn't be surprised if they went for him. Moving on to a Milan player, we've gone for Rebic. Like I said about Ibra, he, of course, is in line for an inform, seeing as how they beat Inter on the weekend. But Rebic is one of those cards, again, EA tend to like giving him some sort of special card every now and again. They gave him a Footmus last year, I think it was, or maybe the year before. Either way, that would be a bit of a monster, wouldn't it? That would be an insane card. Is that too weird to give Van Dijk a scream card? Why would they do that? He doesn't need one. Well, he's injured, and he's going to be out for 8 months. That is basically the season done for Van Dijk. He may end up coming back to the tail end, but probably not, which means he won't get an inform the entire game cycle. So EA are going to have to give him some sort of special item. Will they do it sooner or later? Don't know. Dembele of Barcelona. I did toy with several Barcelona players. I've got 2 back-to-back here, and there is a Real Madrid player for those wondering in just a second. But Dembele first would be a really good card, would be unbelievably expensive. I think we're probably looking at about 500,000 coins there because of how good that card is. A little position change on him as well. And of course, Griezmann is the other option. He would be a very, very good card. Barca not playing particularly well right now, so who knows what cards will be in contention for informs. They could even go as far as giving it to Coutinho, but he's actually one of the few Barcelona players actually playing well recently. So I'm not sure. Griezmann or Dembele, I would not be mad with either. Bailly of Manchester United, did toy with a bit of a meme in Maguire or Jones, but I went with Bailly because I think this card would actually be really good. Great pace, decent defensive skill, great physical, and links into the Premier League. I would really like that card, and hopefully he gets something. Luka Modric, been dropped down a couple of ratings this year, so why not pick him back up again with a scream card? Last year, I think it was Toni Kroos. Was it last year? It's all blending into one. I think they gave it to Toni Kroos last year. They won't do that again, I'm sure. Luka Modric, therefore. Or Casemiro, maybe. But I'm thinking more Luka Modric, seeing as how he was downgraded slightly. And, of course, Mertens. Why not? I mean, he could be up for a few informs this year because he's still playing really well. But, again, Mertens, Insigne, one of those players. Osimhen, of course, isn't going to get it because he's got himself a ones to watch. But it would be really nice to see this type of player. I've not gone for anyone like crazy high rated. Van Dijk was the highest rated player we've had. And then I'm not sure. Of course, there is Griezmann in there. There are a lot of potential. The only thing with screen predictions is that it's impossible to predict. It's literally a guessing game. It's just players that I would like to see, I guess. And I've tried to sort of diversify a little bit by including other leagues. With regards to the Scottish League, I think Rangers are going to get an inform this week. Would it be fair then for them to give Celtic an inform? And there are other clubs in that league as well, but EA tend to ignore them. So I don't know. There will be 2 teams though. We know that much because there are in every promo. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at the first team. We'll judge it and sort of see where EA are coming from with regards to their choices. And then the week after, I'll do another prediction for Team 2 based on what we know and the kind of players that they've chosen in Team 1. Let me know if you could pick one player that doesn't have to be in this video, one player in the entire game to get himself a screen card and be, I don't know, 85 to 90 rated. Who would it be and why? Let me know in the comments. If you have enjoyed the video though, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Join the Betting Rebellion and find out what your football knowledge is really worth.